Cotton Malone kept his entire attention on the man and the woman. He and they were part of a tour group at Herrenchiemsee, a 70-room 19th-century palace tucked away in southern Germany. Ludwig II had wanted his own Versailles, a temple of fame in honor of his hero, the Sun King Louis XIV. So he'd bought a heavily wooded island washed by the cold waters of the Chiemsee and erected not a copy, but his own paraphrase to Versailles. As with the original, practicality had not been part of its design. Instead, both palaces had been built as monuments to absolutism. Ludwig's version came with an added memorial to his Wittelsbach ancestors, a way to align himself, if only in his own mind, with that storied past. But the palace was never finished. When Ludwig died in 1886, only the central axis had been erected and 20 rooms completed. None of the immense side wings, pavilions, or the famed dome were built. Still, what he'd managed to create was definitely impressive. A nearly overpowering mixture of Baroque and Rococo, each room more gilded and grander than the one before, which all seemed to send a clear message of power and wealth to any visitor. Cotton's attention, though, remained on the man and the woman. He'd noticed them immediately once the group had formed on the ground floor. They'd arrived at the last minute, coming in out of the cold with the final 2 tickets of the day. The palace closed at 4:15, so this was the last tour. He'd noticed earlier that a few had made the journey across the lake on the ferry boat, then either hiked or taken a horse-drawn carriage from the dock. He'd opted to walk the half-mile through groves of pine and birch, enjoying a brisk winter's afternoon in Bavaria. Before heading out, he'd purchased his admission ticket and a pamphlet in a gift shop near the dock, one that not only told him all about Herrenchiemsee, but provided a schematic of the second floor. He was particularly interested in one room in the north wing, between the king's bedchamber and the dining room, and was pleased that the booklet contained some useful information. He loved this corner of the world. Bavaria seemed to float in a haze of myth, with the towering Alps, deep valleys, caves, fortresses, and quaint villages, ready-made haunts for mimes, gnomes, fairies, and goblins. The adventures of legendary Germans like Tannhauser, Lohengrin, and Parsifal had given rise to endless tales that poets, composers, and writers had mined for centuries. And he'd long been a fan of Ludwig II, reading several books about the storied monarch who dreamed backward, then dared to retell those dreams into reality. But sadly, that vision had not connected with his contemporaries. Many dubbed him mad. He'd visited Herrenchiemsee before, along with Ludwig's other 2 fairy tale residences at Linderhof and Neuschwanstein. All lovely fantasies. But reality was the theme of this day, and that involved the man and the woman. They were young, maybe early 30s. She was blonde, curly-haired, slender with high cheekbones. He was clean-shaven and sinewy, with dark hair trimmed close to his scalp. They both wore lightweight wool coats, which, like his own and unlike those of the rest of the tour's participants, had not been left at the coat check downstairs. Cotton followed the group as they climbed an ornate stone staircase in the south wing. The guide droned on about the multicolored marble floors and stucco-clad walls, all modeled after the former ambassador's staircase at Versailles. He noticed the friezes: fall of allegory, power, strength, truth, justice, along with the 4 corners of the earth: a bull for Europa, tiger for Asia, buffalo for America, lion for Africa. More images represented the elements and seasons. Through the glass-paneled roof, which the guide said had pushed 19th-century technology to the max, he saw the sky beyond darkening to a fading afternoon. Being so far north, night came early to Germany in late autumn.